Okay. We are live, one assumes. Just a second. Alrighty. Yes, no? Yeah? Okay. I am.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
It
okay.
just popped up.
Okay, but yes, okay.
I will come yell at you if it starts looping or doing weird things.
Alright, thank you. Appreciate it.
Love you.
Love you too. Alrighty, so we are doing productivity streams today. Gonna go over a bit of what I've done since last we talked because it's been a couple of weeks. I labeled this as week 2, but really we missed last week because we were in San Antonio for the watching Hadestown. So that was a lot of fun, but I was away from my computer and away from all my stuff, so I could not run that night. So some other things, for whatever reason, my stream timer that I was using last week, the app just has absolutely decided not to load at all. I'm going to give it one more shot now that we're actually on and see if that has any impact on it whatsoever. But it's very likely that we'll just have to be keeping track of time on our own. So let me look at that real quick. And then I'll kind of go over what I've done since last week. Oh, okay, it's up. Now I just have to remember how to do it. Alright. Alright, so that should work. Alright, so we should have the timer, which is good. Apparently it just does not load if you're not actually streaming. So, also good to know for me. Alright, let's talk about what I've done since last week. I don't think there's any changes to the title page or to this, although I don't think I had the tiger here. So I got this cool weird galaxy tiger kind of deal going on here. We got some washi tape. So I've used washi tape in a couple of places. I'm just trying to fill this out a little bit more so it's not quite as empty as it was before. I know that this is new. Kind of a glare on the screen there. But I had this done and these, and I had this mapped out. So apparently the company that I was purchasing from, they measure out their stickers based on the like overall size of the like sticker sheet as a whole. So I was expecting this to be about that big, and it's like that big. So I tried to angle the quote down here a little bit, but there's still a little bit of dead space. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it or I'm just going to be happy with it as is. We have the quote here, roads were made for journeys, not destinations, which I thought would go along with that idea of just like being calm, relaxing, not stressing about things. Genre tracker and daily reading tracker are just up to date. It's the 19th, so, well, it just turned the 19th, so I do need to fill in the 18th. I did read and listen to an audiobook today, so I'll have to fill that in. Bookshelves, I've decided to go straight across here. I was thinking maybe doing a shelf at a time, but my worry with that is like if I go this way up and down, then this last shelf might just have like 1 or maybe 2 shelves filled in and then the rest of it's going to be blank. I don't know if I'm going to like that, so you know, just to get the maximum use out of all this that I've drawn up, I'm going to go across here. So far 12 books, I believe, that I've finished, because I just finished the audiobook for Bookshops. It's a nonfiction read. January's not over, so we're still not sure about the best or how many I've read. And then this is the spread I was working on today. So this is going to be my Fairy Loot spread. So far it has the space for all the Fairy Loot themes up to February, because that's what they've released so far, and then enough to fill out the rest of the year as well. Above the boxes here, I have the theme names for the different Fairy Loot boxes, and then below I have a space for how many stars I've given it. So I've read 4 so far. This is probably what I'm going to spend a lot of my time today doing, is I want to recreate the covers of these books. So, for example, this is The Darkness Within Us, which is the first book I read this year. And I just want to like recreate this as to the best of my ability here. Just to have a cool like visual thing to go along with it. So that's the plan. And then other than that, I have some ideas. 25 for 2025 is going to be tough because just fitting, this is, you can get 24 on these pretty easily, but getting 25 I think is going to be a little bit tricky. So we'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Also, I'd like to have some sort of breakdown of the 25 for 2025 on the different categories I have, because I've got 5 books that I want to read from this last year that are sitting on my shelf, 10 new books, and then 10 graphic novels and manga. So I'd like to find some way to separate those out, so I don't quite have a plan for this yet. For the new series, I think it's just going to be 10 covers again, just to try out those new series. With the series tracker, I want to come up with something that's like a scale or like a progress bar with the different titles of the books. So I've got an idea for this a little bit, but not all the way. I do have a book recommendation that I need to put in here, and then no idea what to do with manga and graphic novels. And I've been keeping up with my reads, so you can see like the bookshop. I've been listening to that audiobook since the beginning of the month. I just finished today. You can see like Darker by 4. I started that on the 10th and finished that on the 15th. And Kaya Volume 1 took me 2 days. Here's a whole bunch of manga and graphic novels that I just read over the course of a day. Here's a mistake that I covered up with a piece of washi tape. And then I did decide to take this side section here, because there's a bit of space, and just do some highlights for the month. So right here I have that I was doing Fairy Loot Part 1. We went to Pokemon, Gotta Sketch 'Em All, first bike rides for my kids, and then going to Hadestown. So just different things that I've done throughout the month that don't necessarily have to be book related, but are just things I want to keep in mind and remember when I look back on this. So with that out of the way, go ahead and set up our first sprint. Please, in the comments, let us know what you are working on today. Are you getting some reading done? Are you working on a project, a craft thing, doing book journaling like this? Just really want to know what everyone's up to and what you hope to accomplish today. So yeah, I think I'm going to start with getting my reading tracker for yesterday done, and then I have a book to put in here, and then I'll start working on this. So let me get the timer going, and hopefully that'll work. So let's see, do that and then that. There we go. And we'll come back together in 25 minutes. right, that is our first sprint. Let's go ahead and get the break timer up. Hold. There we go. Alrighty, break time. Get some water, get something to drink, stretch, step back from your work. So the issue with both of my covers, well, they don't have titles, which is fine, honestly, because I can go back and look at my other logs for titles. But all of them so far have had these like crazy embellishments. And it's hard to translate that to the very small space I have. So I'm proud of what I've done. I feel like these are recognizable as the covers for what I was trying to copy them. So there are the covers. There's my art. I feel like I did good. I'm happy with it. It's a little off center. That's fine. I don't know if anybody would recognize the top of this as a knight's helmet, but I know what it's supposed to be. So that works for me. So we've got two more. We got the Temptation of Magic, which again is just going to be like the title and the author with the little squigglies around them. Then like I'll just fake the embellishments a bit. And then we've got Darker by 4, which has some butterflies, which we'll try to... This is a little bit more of a pattern that hopefully I can copy over. And it's actually silver. Like I don't have a gold pen, so I had to use silver on this one because it had that shimmery feel to it. But I think it came out looking nice. And that'll catch me up with what I've read so far. So yeah. I hope everybody is doing well. Again, if you want to drop in the comments, what are you working on? Are you reading? Are you getting a project done? Let me know. I did get in recently the Fable Makers deck of many things. Maybe on the next break I'll open this up, show you guys what's inside. Deck of many things is like a D&D thing, but I picked this up because it's a if I can get as far as Yoshitani. Yeah, you probably can't see that because don't have the light. But I just absolutely love Yoshitani's artwork. I picked up her they had a Magic the Gathering set that was all hers. She's got a comic book coming out right now where she's doing the covers and the interior art. I have a cover gallery thing from her. So, just really like the art. I'm not sure I'm ever going to use it as intended as a device in the game, but I will definitely appreciate looking at the pretty pictures. So yeah, I think the next reading sprint, get these two done, and then I'm going to fill in all the titles and have this page actually set up other than the main title at the top, which I want to wait and do until I can look up what the Fairy Loot actual font looks like. So that is the plan for our next sprint. which is very soon. So go ahead and gear up for that transition. And again, hopefully your work is going well. Let me know how it's going. All right, let's do this. Switch over to the other timer and we'll get started. So countdown, done, and there we go. right, that's the end of our second sprint. We'll probably do about 2 more. Let me go ahead and switch over our timer. There we go. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. So I got my covers done, and I actually really like them. It's hard to tell. It's hard to see the titles if you don't have the light hitting them. It's hard to see these embellishments, but on the camera, it's showing up quite nicely. You can't count, and why is that frustrating for you? So yeah, I'm happy with how these are coming out. I'm looking up ideas for 25 for 2025. So, because I don't know what I want to do with this page. I don't want it to be the same as every other page. It's just like a bunch of boxes. I could do like a book stack, but then I gave a 2-page spread. Okay. So trying to make a number, the number 5 that was 8 pixels high, and you miscounted. Yeah. You drew one that was 9 high. Yeah. Oh no. Did you already go over it with like permanent? Like with a pen? Yeah, that's a really difficult thing. That's why I really like getting the bullet journals with the dots, so you can space things out, but then it's also difficult sometimes to figure out how to do your spacing, and if you mess up, then there's certain ways to hide it. Like I was saying earlier, I messed up on my January spread. I put this Sleep Like Death into Sunday, so I got it covered over with a sticker. Okay, yeah, you're in your junk journal. Yeah, maybe I should mess around with my junk journal for figuring out what I'm going to do with this next bit. Yeah, some people are just doing lists, which would be fine. I could just like highlight them as I go on. But then I'm not taking 2 pages. So what would I use the other page for? Is my question. Maybe I could have multiple lists, but have like different areas in on my spread. That's like ones that are on my shelf and ones that are new. Those are cool. Those are neat. Don't be mad.
Because then I tried to put this here, and it didn't fucking fit.
I'm sorry. Habit trackers. So yeah, maybe I just need to come up with something that's like different areas, and maybe I'll just put them as lists. I'll just list them out, but I'll have different sections. Are you looking for something specific?
Your white pen.
My white pen? This one?
Yeah.
Hold on, no, that's the mid lighter. You want this. I'm good. I'm not going to use that for a bit. So go ahead and
See if
just.
it's gonna work.
Oh, sure.
That kind of works.
Alrighty. Back on the grind. Get back into working. Yeah, I'm probably going to be spending the first bit of this just scanning a couple of different ideas. But we'll go ahead and have the timer start again.
Sorry.
It's fine.
How's that?
Yeah. Alright. Timer. Starting. Switching.
Can I talk to you about it if I put my journal under your camera?
If you want, yeah.
So, I was trying to figure out how to do pixels
Mm-hmm.
for 2025 because I don't have a 5 and I don't know where I got these from. I cannot find them.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do a thing where I color in one for each book I read.
Mm.
So I found another one that was this size, but this is over 200 pixels. I'm
Okay.
probably not going to read 200 books.
Mm.
You might read 200 books. You could do this for like your star ratings.
Maybe.
You could do something like that. This is about 100.
Uh-huh.
This is more realistic for me.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out if I could make a 5, but I made the 5 3 times, 9 pixels high. Because once I did one, I just used that as my guide. And they're all wrong, which I didn't realize till I went over here, because these are really small. So I was trying to see if I could do them bigger to like give it more page presence, to see what it would look like. So that when I colored them in, it was like a page and not like a tiny corner of a page. But that's when I realized my 5 was completely wrong. So I was frustrated. So now I have to draw some more 5s to see.
Okay. Well, at least it's in the.
Yeah, it's in the junk journal. Well, I don't feel, if you'll recall, I don't have a nice journal now.
Oh. I mean, I'm sure you do.
I don't.
You don't have a
That's,
sting.
no, that's the only nice bullet journal I bought.
Hmm. Nope. Alrighty. break time. Start that up. All right, 5 minutes break. So put in, I can't quite figure out what I'm going to do with that page for 25 for 2025. I might end up making it a single page, and then maybe I'll do a rating tracker like my wife is suggesting. While we're on break, let's take a look at Fablemakers. Ooh, deck of many things. So, like I said, this is a D&D thing, but it can also be used as a like an oracle deck, kind of like a tarot card kind of thing. Very pretty art. So it comes with a guidebook on what the different meanings of all the cards are, and if you want to use it as a D&D deck of many things, it has the different consequences or benefits or bad things that happen if you pull the card. So the idea of the deck of many things, it is a deck of cards that has half really good, amazing things that can happen and half terrible, awful things. And then it has in here a thing about using this as a oracle reading. And then each one has 2 cards, so you have the overworld and the underworld, and it has questions to ask. And then we have backgrounds on all the different concepts within the deck. It's really quite extensive, this handbook that comes along with it. But the main thing is the cards themselves. So all of these are foil, so they've got that like shimmer to them in the light. Ooh. And Yoshi Yoshitani is, again, one of my favorite artists. So these are just super cool. Oh, they also came with some extras that I'll go grab in a second. I'm not going to show all these, but yeah, you've got like the Fool. So some things like relate to tarot card kind of concepts. Let me see if there's another one I want to show. Ruin kind of looks like the Tower. Void looks pretty cool. And then the backs, and then you have the same set of cards with this very stark black and white art as well. So I'll probably do a video soon about Yoshi Yoshitani as an artist and just all the cool things that I picked up. Here's the back of the cards. Very pretty. So yeah, I don't know if I doubt I will use these for their intended purpose in D&D. Chances are they're just going to be something pretty to look at. But got less than a minute. I'm gonna go run and see if I can grab this pin that came with it, because it was really cool. I think I have to set this up to actually work, but this is a D20 based on one of the pieces of art, so you can just spin it. And wherever the arrow points, that's the number that you rolled. So that was really bad. That was a 1. Yeah, it has directions here about pulling the pin in the clutch. So just how to mount it somewhere else. But yeah, I don't know if I'd really use this for a D20 because it's not really random. But it's really neat. I think it's a cool little add-on that they included in there. So, all right, enough nerding out about D&D nonsense. Let's go and do our final sprint for tonight. Yeah, so we'll do another 25 minutes, and at the end of that time, I think I'm going to call it. Again, don't be shy about posting in the comments. What are you spending this time doing? Are you reading? Are you working on something? Love to hear from you guys about what it is you're working on. We get the timer set up. There we go. All right, there we go. And that is our last sprint for tonight. So, pretty straightforward 25 for 2025, honestly. Just a couple of stacks of books. I'll fill out the titles. And then I'm outlining the different categories I had within this challenge. So I had 5 books that we already owned, 10 new books for 2025, and then 10 comics or manga that I want to check out in 2025. So I'll highlight this another color. I will put a label on that one as well, so it'll be clear what's what, and then I'll label out the different books within that challenge. There is one in here that is like either or, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll probably leave that for this center one. No, I can't leave it for the center one because it's new. So I'll end up filling in one of these. Probably leave the last one blank until I figure out which of the 2 potential ones I'm going to pick up, because I'm not entirely sure it's going to come out on the release date. So quite a lot finished today. Got the 25 for 2025 filled out. Got a rec in. This page is coming along nicely. Best of. Yeah, so accomplished quite a bit today. Feel good about where we're at. And yeah. So that's going to be it for this week. I should be able to stream next week. So look forward to that if you are working on something or planning on something. And yeah, we will see you then. Have a great day.